Now, these are going to be very, very, very early impressions. I've only played the game for around 5 hours. I'm going to say Super Mario Party Jamboree is already most likely one of my favorite Mario Party titles I've played. Now, I say mostly, and I'm being hesitant to say, like, this is my absolute favorite Mario Party of all time. I don't know. Maybe some of the things on some of the boards will get annoying after a while. Maybe there'll be certain things that I find unfair. Because for playing it for only 5 hours, there's stuff that I'm not going to know yet. Because some of the boards might be screwed over by certain items or certain placements of things. But from what I've played, there is so much to do in this game that it's hard for me to not automatically rank it up there when it comes to Mario Party. Because the boards, this would be the only thing. Because sometimes there's fun side modes, but it's like, well, the main boards aren't the best, so it's hard to rank it like up high. The boards, I haven't played all the boards or anything, but the way that the boards are set up, I really do like it because I only had one thing that I was afraid of. I was afraid of the allies. I thought the allies were going to be a little bit too much for the game, but the way they work is great because so there's regular rules, which just has like all the main Mario Party stuff like in the game. There's the lucky spaces, it'll randomly select things. There's Boo can steal random amount of coins. There's like the Bowser spaces function the way that you think they would. It's like a random selection of stuff. But then there's pro rules. And they change it to where Bowser spaces only you can only lose stars from them. It changes it to where it's locked in at 12 turns. It changes it to where lucky spaces you choose between getting 10 coins or a double dice. It changes the shop to where there's a limited stock of items, which is pretty huge. Because there's the pro rules, so the thing with the pro rules though was that there's still allies in it, and I was like, oof, like I don't know. The allies might be the thing that kind of make or break this because I mean they're pretty strong because they have a random attribute. Well, there's an attribute per character. The attribute within the character is not randomized. It's just that each character has their own. But then you can also buy 2 stars if you get to a star while having an ally. But the way the allies work is that from what I've gathered, because I had to read it online because I never actually got up to an ally. So the way that it works is they get randomly placed on the board, which that I saw, but I just never got up to one. When somebody gets up to one, you then play a minigame to decide on who gets the ally, and then you only have the ally for 3 turns. I don't know if that's different between normal and pro rules, but that is crazy. I'm assuming that it's for both rules, but that's amazing because that was my only fear. When I was playing the pro rules, I was like, oh, allies are still here, and like seeing like what the allies could do, I was like, I think this might be a little bit too much, but they're only there for 3 turns. So if anything, it just adds more spice to the game because it's like, well, I can either decide to try to go for the ally because the ally also won't stay on the board the whole game either. You have a certain amount of turns to get to the ally, and then even if you get the ally, you only have the ally for a certain amount of turns. So I think it just adds spice. I am very, very, very impressed with this game because, again, even if there's some stuff that I find unfair with the boards, I have a feeling that the pro rules will kind of eliminate some of those things because one of my main complaints was that in Super Mario Party All-Stars or whatever it was called, Superstars, geez. In Superstars, my complaint was the items. I felt like for the Yoshi board, it 100% broke it because you could just keep buying a custom dice block. There was almost no point to go to the other side of the island unless if you wanted to go to Boo. Because you could just keep getting custom dice block and just keep changing the location of the star before you got to the star. Now, somebody behind you could do the same thing, but it's still the point of like, to me, it basically was off of custom dice block or off of the custom dice block. So for this game to have the pro rules where it limits the amount of items, it's not just that like you can buy, it's literally the entire board. So let's just say there's like 3 double dice block in stock. If those 3 get bought, they're gone. So that to me, I mean, unless if there's like restocks, but as far as I know, there's not. So it's like those 3 are there and then they're gone. Sorry, I just don't want to say things as pure fact yet, because I mean, again, these are very early impressions. But From what I know, there's a stock there. It goes away, done. So I think they did that in case of something like Superstars, where it's like, well, this item kind of breaks it. Because then, if you want, you can still play normal rules. And that's the biggest thing that I'm so happy about. I am so happy that we have options. That's all I've ever wanted. I don't need it, like, because I feel like it on both sides, right? Where it's like, if you just want the casual, crazy fun, you get the like competitive people that are like, oh, like, why do you just want that or whatever? And then same with the other way around. When someone wants the competitive rules, like, oh, like, why don't you just want the normal crazy stuff? But the way that I've said it, I'm not saying that everyone's like that. What I'm saying is that, like, when I talk about the competitive side, that's just how I prefer to play. I have nothing wrong with people that want to play the other way. That's why I'm so happy. They have both. Because sometimes I do just want to play the normal mode and just have some crazy fun. And then sometimes I'm going to want to play the pro mode. Like, I like the options. And you know what else they have options for too, which is absolutely incredible. And this is where, like, I can finally express, like, how I feel about this stuff, is the motion control stuff. I've never been vehemently against motion control stuff. I think it's neat and it's unique. But it's the fact that I don't always want to do that. I don't always want to have to take the Joy-Cons out and be using motion. Sometimes I just want to play most of the time, I just want to play with the Pro Controller. They have designed this game to so easily switch between playing with motion and not. When you go to do the boards, it literally says, do you want motion control minigames on or off? You can just turn it off. And then even in other modes, it said it right there. Like, do you want them on or off? And then what was so cool is there was one point where I was like, you know what? I'm going to turn them on. I don't remember what mode it was, but I was like, I'll turn them on. Or no, it might have been I went to do like the Rhythm Kitchen or something. There you have to use motion controls. And I was using the Pro Controller, I went to select it, and it was like, just switch the controllers. It was so simple. It was so simple to just switch over. So even the ease of just like going about the modes, it's fluent, it's streamlined, it's awesome. And again, the content. There's a lot of content here. First of all, it was neat to see there was one minigame I played that was from an older game. And it was neat to see it there because I didn't even like think about that. I saw that there was going to be the 2 like retro boards coming back, but I didn't even like think about the old minigames coming back. So it was neat to just have that thrown in there because I'm used to Superstars where it was like, that was like kind of the whole point. This one now, it's so mixed in. It's cool. Not that Superstars wasn't cool, but like, it's cool to see these mixed in with like the new ones. And then what else is there? Oh yeah, so all the modes. So you have the Rhythm Kitchen, which was fun. You're just doing like rhythm stuff. Then there were these like this category of minigames where they're like based around a character. And it was just fun. There's one with Donkey Kong where it's like Donkey Konga and you're doing like a rhythm thing. And it wasn't even motion, it's just buttons. Like all like then there's like a Bowser Jr. It's called like the Jauntlet. I think that's how you pronounce it. It was Gauntlet, spelled with a J. And it was just like you have to like avoid enemies, and then like it kept like switching, and it was just like there's so many random things. And then I haven't even tried the Paratroopa flying school thing yet. I haven't even tried that. There's this like Toad factory thing where you're using motion to get the marbles to go through, and there's like a bunch of stages. There's achievements to unlock. There's this Bowser mode where like you're fighting an imposter Bowser. Then there's even like a campaign, which I didn't even know was there. There's like a single player thing to do. I had no, I'm sure there's somebody out there that like really diving into every ounce of info they could get. I was just looking at like the trailers and stuff. I might have missed it. Had no idea there was like a legit just like single player thing to do where there's like, I don't really want to call them quests, but like essentially quests you do on like the boards. It was great. So all of this content packed in there, and then a bunch of the modes go online. I will say I have no opinion on the online yet because I was playing this in my room, and I normally play hardwired, but I was in my room and I was like, you know what? I'll just try doing it Wi-Fi. I'm going to go with that it was because it was Wi-Fi, but I literally got disconnected before any of them started. Like literally every single one. Could also be the time of day I was playing. It was very early, so it might have been trying to place me with people really far away. So I'm not going to say anything about the online. That I'm going to wait on. But I'm just so happy. This game already rules. I've been playing it for 5 hours. There's tons of stuff to do. I can't wait to dive into this with my girlfriend and play like the different modes. I'm just so happy that I can actually like go in the pro mode when I want to and do the casual stuff when I want to. Like, to have the options is great, because that was always my thing. Was it was like, no, it's not me thinking I'm like better because I want to play with more competitive. It had nothing to do with that. I don't think that makes anyone better or worse because of how they like to play. It's the same way I see Smash. I don't mind if people play casual, like the free for all, have some fun with items on. I just prefer the 1v1, no items, no hazards. Like, that's what I prefer. Like, the certain stages are allowed. That's the way I prefer to play. But I have nothing against the casual side. So with Smash, it's nice you have the options. Well, Smash is a whole different story because the way the online works with random matchmaking, that's a whole different thing. But for this to have these options, that's all I ever wanted. That's literally all I ever wanted, which in a way, I don't even think I knew that that's what I wanted. But it's what I always wanted, where I can just play between the two modes. They didn't force me. That's the thing. They didn't force me. They weren't like, here's a really cool Mario Party, but you have to play with motion. Because it's like, I have nothing against when people like playing with motion. But for me, I tend to not want to play with motion. And in this game, I can actually choose if I want to play with it on or not. And I found myself actually trying it because of the fact of the way that it's designed. It's so easy to just hop on and be like, you know what? Sure, I'll play with motion controls. Because from what I was playing too, it's pretty fun. And I haven't even tried I was only doing like the Rhythm Kitchen and the Toad's Factory thing. I haven't even tried any of the motion control mini games, and I'm excited to try those. This is a contender for one of my says I'm trying to be careful because I don't want to jump the gun. I don't want to say it's my absolute favorite, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh wait a minute, I didn't realize this, and then it like I don't know. But as of right now, this Mario Party is up there for me. It's fun. It's a lot of fun. There's a lot to explore, and there's so many freaking modes. And as far as I can tell, a lot of them go online. I don't have any opinion on the online yet. I hope they don't let me down. But this is crazy. They did it. To me, I feel like Super Mario Party Jamboree was them trying to combine both fan bases, the old school and the new school, make something that meets in the middle, or just like can get everyone together. Because I feel like they felt like they had good ideas, but like, you know, maybe they needed some tweaking, or maybe they needed to change a couple things to get everyone on board. This is such an amazing Mario Party so far. I can't wait to keep playing it. I'm so happy that this exists. I am so excited for the future. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm going to be playing this a ton, but like, so like I'm not trying to like already just throw this game under like away and just think of the new stuff. But I'm excited for the future of the series. I mean, you know, the series isn't going to go away. And for how good this one is so far, I'm just excited. So let me know what you think of all this in the comments down below. Let me know if you got the game, how you're feeling about it. Anything that you've noticed that might be a little iffy, or like if you've played the online, let me know. I'm definitely curious about that too. But yeah, I'm so happy. So let me know in the comments down below, and take care.